like that.
I love how you're trying this reverse psychology deal on me now, by the way.
I am. I think you should grow it longer. It looks
I
great.
thought we were doing a mullet.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I
going
thought
to
we
happen.
committed to the mullet.
Okay. Welcome to Practical Shooting After Dark. Thank you guys for coming on. You know the rules. Well, Joel knows the rules anyway.
We have a newcomer to the show.
Something fun to talk about. And we got some other weird guy. Who is this? From the middle part of the country, but the southern hot part.
That's right.
North Mexico, Austin, Texas.
Tacos are great here, man.
Oh, yes. Okay, Pro Shop Tim. So you can also shoot a little bit as well, right? You were bragging to me earlier today, I think.
I was?
Yeah, I
About
was
what?
like, hey, how about this guy? Is this guy doing well? And you're like, I beat him every time, and I don't.
Oh. Well, I like him, though, but
But
he
you
trains hard. He's going to take me down soon.
do you beat him every time?
I mean, pretty much, but
Yeah.
how about this? He beats himself, I think, really.
All right. Well, so Pro Shop Tim is here to talk about, well, I assume more Pro Shop than shooting. We'll see. Because Joel, I'm sure, has a bunch of shit he wants to ask you, right?
It's very possible. Yes.
So, Joel, what do you got for us today?
Well, I'm excited to have Tim on because I don't. Of course, I talk to Ben all the time. Yeah. Tim, I was wondering if you'd be comfortable, just kind of how the Pro Shop, like how you guys met. I kind of know that that's sort of class, right? And then like how
I meet everybody.
How the Pro Shop came about and kind of how that whole deal happened. If you'd be comfortable talking about that.
Sure. So after Ben finally won nationals or won something, I was like, hey, this guy's pretty good. So I contacted him for a class, and I set it up through a buddy of mine who owns a range. And he came down, and he's a pretty good teacher, as you know. And I don't know if we did. I don't know if the Pro Shop thing launched after that or after the next time you came. I don't remember. At some point, he has these ghost pouches, right? And they were not very common. And I'm like, why does nobody sell these?
Yeah,
right? They're hard to get a hold of. So then I was like, well, so I'll try selling these ghost pouches. So I already sold stuff online. I sold computer parts. So I already know e-commerce pretty well.
Okay.
So I was like, well, let me get these ghost pouch things, and I'll try selling these things because they're hard to get a hold of. And I think like one shop had them.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it. That's the start of it. So it all started out with the Ghost Mag pouches because they were hard.
Well, yeah, and Ghost wouldn't talk to you, would they?
No, yeah, because they were there was no U.S. distribution at that time, so it was Ghost Italy, and I wasn't getting very far with them. Well, they like Ben, I guess, because he made their stuff fairly relevant in the U.S. in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, he was pretty much the only guy I've seen running that stuff at that time, so I think they were kind of a fan of him, so that helped.
That's awesome. And then you guys decided like, hey, we should carry more stuff, and then you got a brick and mortar store at some point.
Sure. So at the time, I was kind of moving it through my Amazon account, but Amazon has a funky way of handling shipping and handling, and it was not conducive to providing the best price to the customer. So then it turned into, I'll just spin up a whole shop, e-com shop out of it, and then that's kind of what happened. Yeah. And then it just grew from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then, you keep adding to stuff. So how does that whole process work? I mean, because obviously every year it seems like you just keep adding stuff.
That's what Tim does when he has nothing to do.
It's true. So, the idea is to carry all the stuff for all the people within reason, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just continually adding brands and products and looking for more interesting things to offer. And so that's kind of where it's growing. I mean, I'm not sure what else I'm going to add, but I'm looking for stuff all the time. More dots or whatever, right? Like typically something I would not have carried before would be optics, but now there's a lot of optics out there for, carry optics or open or whatever. So we keep adding that kind of stuff too.
Well,
Infinity
even
parts, that stuff.
Yeah. Or even dry fire targets. Like I'm sure they're around, but I don't remember where else I would have got them from. It's like, oh, you just get them from the Pro Shop. They have all
that was
selection.
We've had a few good ideas here and there, and that was one of them that just kind of popped up and worked out pretty well. So we still make those to this day.
And I hear those are like the most difficult, most like annoying thing for you to do, right?
No, not grip tape.
Grip tape is literally the worst.
But Ben's done this before. He came down to help me one time, and I stuck him on the laser machines, and he saw what a nightmare it was.
And then I was like, "Hey, y'all guys need to buy some grip tape."
Yeah, then he did his dirty like that. Yeah. So we don't do sales on grip tape anymore after that.
Well, I like that you have all the products that like make my life better. So like I don't know, for like a Dylan, like the Unitech with the primer shoot, or
Sure.
paster guns, brass, like all the stuff
Yeah.
that I didn't know was out there. I'm like, oh, this would make my life better. I need this.
Yeah, we're always looking for that too. Even like we added Dylan this year,
Yeah.
and then in turn you add the accessories that make them better, right? So
Yeah.
if we find something that makes the press work better, we'll add that. The same thing with gun gear. You find something that works and makes it better, we'll try to get it.
Yeah, I like it. Well, and you guys ship fast is worth noting too.
We try.
It's like, you know me, I'm not going to say anything incendiary, but I can think of places where I placed an order and it's been like a week. You know me, I'm impatient because I ordered something because I probably broke the version I had of it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, like want to make sure, like, oh yeah, we'll hopefully get it shipped out this week. And I'm like, oh crap. And I've got one gun sitting in pieces, kind of a deal. So
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, we try. Yeah, we added a new employee not long ago to help with that. So
cool.
Hopefully.
So you basically, yes, you have just a brick and mortar warehouse basically full of all this.
yeah, we have a warehouse with a small showroom. So some of the vendors require that we have a storefront, so we have a small storefront. So if you're in town, feel free to visit.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
Well, that was fun.
So what's the next paster gun then?
The brass shoot, that was the next pacer gun. What are you talking about?
Have you
What's that-
have you
what's that
sold a
brass
bunch of those or what? What's the deal?
Yeah, they were hot. I'm gonna have a new deal. Here you go, Joel. You're gonna hear it first. It's going to be the Joel Park special. You buy a brass shoot and a pacer gun, you get a free Run GMJP shirt.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So tell people about those.
Let's go.
Have you blasted those online yet?
They sold.
Oh my
pretty well.
God! A guy just posted one.
He did.
I'm gonna send it to you guys right now.
One of my friends from a club near me. Well, I think 3 guys already have them, maybe in their hands. One of them for sure.
One guy's
Yeah.
just posted a photograph of him in his GMJP shirt.
He
Oh,
did. That's funny.
I haven't seen that yet. Great work.
But no, they've sold pretty well. You have a little following, Joel. I will say that. Like,
Uh,
but in a good way. People like you, so
I think it's just my friends like to troll me, and they're willing to spend money to troll me.
they are. But those are the best kind of friends.
Tim, take a look at your messenger.
Oh
feed.
yeah, that's beautiful. That's funny.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, so the Run GMJP shirts are Run DMC shirt parodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, great work, guys.
Classic. Hey,
Yeah.
I wrote a pretty good tagline for it, actually.
He did. Yeah, Ben wrote that.
Uh-huh.
I sent that to our mutual friend Jeff Chang, and he did not understand the reference, Tim.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't
Why?
get it. I don't know. Out of the demo. It's too young. All right. Well, let's move on. What do we have left? Joel, do you have a topic to talk about, or did you just want to?
Of course I do.
ask Tim? All right.
So I'm creating a new topic type for the show.
Hopefully.
I know. I have another one of my observations to share. It doesn't trigger me, but it's just more of a public service announcement. So I've noticed it's quite easy to pick out people that don't walk stages the day before a major match, or they need to show up at least an hour early for a local. So I'm thinking back. There's just some stages with options or complicated enough that you will have problem picking out a plan with a 5-minute walkthrough. You have 15 people crowding through a doorway or trying to see like through some tight port. You're trying to find your turn and you're trying to get a count of where all the targets are in your round count. You might not have time to come up with a good plan if it's a stage, or maybe there's a couple of hidden targets. You have more than one spot to go to. So I'm thinking back, there was a medium difficulty memory stage at the Iowa section match. So I shot, last weekend? And there were a lot of competitors. They either forgot a target or maybe they counted a target twice. So it's like, if you are going to a level 2 or higher match, you need to get there the day before. And if you're going to a club match, you need to get there at least an hour early. Give yourself every chance you can. Be prepared. Set yourself up to do well. It allows you, time to compare notes with your homeboys. If you're not sure about something, but it's just obvious. You walk up, you see somebody shoot a couple targets, they stop and look around. It's like he's got no idea where he's about to head to, So it drives me a bit crazy.
Yeah, those are oftentimes people who don't look at stages too much beforehand. So it's a good time waster. So Tim, when are you showing up to matches? Like if you're shooting a major match, when do you turn up?
Well, the first thing I do is I send you the match book, Ben. I say, give me my stage plans.
Give me the stage plans.
I used to do it
Who's
all
the
the
A
time,
class
Joel, by the
heat?
way.
Who's
I
the
used
A
to do it
class
all the
heat? And
time.
give me the stage plans.
I would call him from the match, be like, hey, what's my stage plan? And he would get so aggravated. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Well, ask me the question again. I was waiting for that.
How do you pick out people who have not walked the stage? The day before at a big match.
I generally only really see that apparent when it's like a pseudo memory stage. That's the only time it's really apparent because you see panic. You see real hard panic. They're like, crap, right? They think it's obvious, like most stages, and then they go to walk it. I remember Ben and I shot a match like that, and it was like these guys were asking. I had like 6 group of guys come up asking, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" It's like, you better figure it out in a hurry, man.
Well, it's like I would tell you, but it's not going to make any sense.
It won't make any sense. No. Yeah, well, I think that's more than anything.
Well, I saw a guy that was like, he was not up to shoot, and he was like walking through on top of other people's walkthroughs. It looked like for about a whole squad. And this guy, I can see the sweat, rolling down his forehead from where I'm at. He's walking through other people's walkthroughs, just trying to find out where everything's at and trying to come up with a plan. It's like, dude, this is a bad idea. Then
I would, if I was him, I'd be like, nope, the bad idea is already come and gone. Now I'm just going to deal with the consequences. So get out of my way.
Yeah. Don't be.
Yeah, I just haven't had a lot of problems there, honestly. At level 2s or better. I mean, I don't know. If you show up to those, if you show up to those, you kind of know what you're in for, huh? Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Like, if you make the investment of time and money, normally you're at least going to get there early.
So it does not trigger you to see this, Joel, but it's an observation.
Yeah, it's an observation. Like, I want to see people do well. It doesn't,
GMJP.
It doesn't. Thank you. Well, it doesn't cost me anything, but I would like to see them do well.
Unless they're trying to walk on the stage whenever it's your turn.
Then that's.
That'd cost you something.
I about said something, but I did not.
I can't imagine you saying.
I just thought I'd save it for a podcast later.
Yeah, I'll put him on blast later. His name is.
Is it Jared?
No. I'd say something to Sasquatch.
Jared would do that intentionally.
He would do that just to me intentionally, but not to the other competitors.
Anybody else? All right, Joel, you have a topic for me I think you want me to talk about.
I do.
Because you're looking at, right now we're recording this during Open Nationals, I should say.
Open PCC. Is that just those 2 right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Who knows?
So as to date this a little bit, there were... Well, Max Leograndis posted a stage stay that had a 21 hit factor. I saw a couple other that were in the 17s, 18s. It looked like a lot of what I would call really fast shooting. So...
It's not going to be slow at 21 hit factor, is it?
No. Dude, I think the highest I've ever jammed up was like an 18, and I thought I was getting after it. So anyway, so the rest of us poor saps at our nationals is almost about Christmas time. Well, I suppose Thanksgiving. What would you tell somebody that's seeing this fast shooting, and this is in Utah, but thinking, hey, my nationals is 2 months out or a month and a half out. I'm going to Florida. Should I be working on fast shooting? Is that what I'm going to see? What would you say to somebody like that if they're thinking about?
I would say infer nothing from what you're seeing now. It might be the same. It might be a lot different. It might be what we had last year in Florida. I don't really know. That'd be what to tell them.
Didn't Shannon make these stages?
I don't know. I mean, I heard that, but I heard he was there, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. There's usually a nationals committee, and then I think Foley could, in theory, walk around and change anything he wanted to at any time. I think. You know what I'm talking about? So the USPSA president is like de facto match director of nationals.
Gotcha.
So that's one job.
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I would not imagine seeing a really hosey, low difficulty match in Florida due to what I've seen in the past. But
no, that would be surprising.
Yeah, so my thought was like, hey, I should still be practicing for difficult shooting.
Right, and the other thing is I wouldn't look at the hit factors for the match and think that it's an easy match. Mm-hmm. It might well be very fast, high-risk shooting, but, still high factors, but not easy. So it's hard to really tell what's going on just looking at scores.
Well, the other thought that crossed my mind is those are high factors with major scoring also, where they could be shooting Charlies like crazy.
But not PCC.
Oh, true. But that's a rifle, bro.
It's still a 21 factor with minor scoring.
Yeah, that's very fast.
It is what it is.
That is impressive. For sure it is.
Tim can't even handle the speed right now that he's hearing about.
No, I saw the pistol video and I was really jelly. Like, I want to shoot that. Release the hounds a little bit, absorb those mics.
I saw you got the split speed. I've seen videos of you shoot, dude.
It's long gone. I gave up that Glock.
You can't split that hard with the Tanfo?
Tim switched to a Tanfo, slowed down.
Oh.
But Ben heckled me about not being able to hit A's at 25, so I'd stop going fast.
I never told you to slow down. I just told you to hit the A's.
You're like, shoot the same speed, but shoot better points. And that just didn't work for some reason. I don't know why.
Slow down and get your hits is what he said then.
Aim requires a little bit.
All right. We're getting off topic, gentlemen.
Sorry.
All right, we're supposed to be talking about what to infer from the national hit factors. Joel, did you do this before you started going to nationals, where you look at nationals and try to work out what sort of match it was and how the stages looked?
Yeah, when I started really practicing, my first year of going, I'm like, what do I need to be preparing for? How is my practice going to be different? And now I would not.
All of us have been to nationals at some point. What would you guys say is different about it?
More stages than a club match or an area.
It's a different environment.
To me, the big difference is
it's way more serious.
Yeah, everybody treats it so seriously is the main difference. I don't think the stages they're usually not something that you wouldn't see.
No, just the atmosphere is different.
Yeah, for sure. That's been my experience.
And it's more days too, usually.
It is, yes, it's going to be 3 days.
Yeah,
I don't
that's abnormal.
remember there being a shorter nationals. Maybe the 2-day production nationals standalones in Barrie, I think. But yeah, it's usually more days, 3 days. All right, guys. Well, fantastic. We've blown through all of our topics. What do you say about that?
We're awesome.
Yeah.
Great job. But I'm going to pull up, see if we have a question here pending for us. Actually, quite a good one. This is actually addressed to you, Tim.
Oh, perfect.
This guy wants to know about how to be accurate with a handgun. Just what the accuracy standards are. For people who don't know Tim talking about Tim shooting a handgun accurately is in and of itself a joke. That's not.
I fixed it. Because of your class, I worked on it, and I'm way better. Listen, for example, this weekend, head box only. I'm gonna say it's 20 yards. Maybe it was 16 yards. I had 3 shots on a head box only. All 3 were alphas.
So you just didn't.
That wasn't dumb luck.
So you just
Maybe
didn't.
It was.
So it was scoring 2 per target,
I was terrified. It was
you fired 2 A's, and you're like, I don't trust it. And you fire another one.
Of course, please. That distance, I can't see those hits, man. Gotta throw an extra.
And Tim is a GM. It's worth mentioning. Tim does not suck. He is good.
Well,
all right.
I have fun.
So here's our questions, guys. Number 1, do you have some type of standard that you use when gauging a handgun's accuracy?
I do.
What?
Like how accurate the gun is itself?
Yeah.
Like for me at 25 yards, if I can hold a reasonable group, like whatever, if I can put them all in the head at 25, it's probably good enough for what I do.
Yeah, that's fair. I've always thought of it that way too, in terms of the target size. One thing that guys have always talked about, I think, is, hey, if your gun will hit a mini popper every shot at 25 yards, it's probably okay. It's maybe not great, but it's probably okay.
Yeah. It's sufficient.
All right. Do you have a certain test that you use that has come from past experiences? No, I mean, not anything more sophisticated than just can you hit X size target at, whatever distance. I expect, and his next question is, what do you expect? So what would you guys say you expect from a gun if you buy one these days?
I
expect to suck out of the box.
Yeah, to be real. Once you get it done up or whatever, once you have it the way you want it, I shoot it a lot to make sure it works.
Yeah.
And
No, what do you expect in terms of accuracy? Like for me, I know that
head box is fine.
Yeah, I should buy any gun, like a Glock or whatever. Any gun, it should be able to shoot to a standard that works for USPSA.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, I'll be like, this thing's fucked up or something's wrong with it, or, there's something wrong with the ammo. I would think something's wrong if it's not doing that. Okay. When you're zeroing, what do you do?
I will say, I'll go first. I think you need to start zeroing at a closer distance to eliminate as much of the human error as you can.
Or on
So
a
I'll
bigger
get-
target too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's say you shoot at 10 yards or something, and you have them all in a group you can cover with, I don't know, a quarter, something like that. Yeah, then you go out to test it. Okay. And then, yeah, after that, go test it at 25 and make sure the pattern's pretty much where you want it to be and good to go.
Yeah, I mean, that would do it, wouldn't it?
But I would not want to be trying to zero my gun out of the box on a target at 25 yards. Because then I'm like, well, that one's a little high. Was that me? Was that the gun? I don't know. Maybe the wind was blowing. Maybe I anticipated a little bit. So I'll just get a closer target, 10 yards, something like that. Once they're all touching or a fist-sized group, verified at distance, good to go.
Yeah.
And then make sure your sights are tight, obviously. So if you have, Loctite, set screws, whatever.
Well, it's an interesting question from this guy because we don't really talk about how accurate your handgun is a whole lot.
Right.
And I think the reason is it's practical, really. I mean, most handguns you buy, like the handgun's accurate enough for what we're trying to do. Like there's no issue.
Hang on, Joel. So you really go for a quarter size group? Are you for real?
Offhand?
Like I can't do that.
Yeah, offhand, not
Quarter size.
Yeah.
Like
But
an
like how-
American quarter?
Yeah.
Or like a quarter of the target?
Yeah. I mean, what are we talking about?
No, I'll make them all touch with just
Really?
no time. Yeah, no time. Yeah, you just you line up the sights, you gently press the trigger. At some point, it goes off.
Hey, Tim, I've watched him shoot in person, and I can verify none of what I'm hearing.
So I go
Oh.
I go for like a 15 yard. So I'm going to shoot this thing at 15 yards. It's got to hold. It's got to hit exactly where I want it to hit within reason, right? Within a fist size or smaller at 15. And then I push it to 25, and then I make sure that things are still aligning properly.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Right. But I'm not looking for a quarter, bro. I'm looking for like 15 yards. Like if I'm aiming at the head, and if I'm aiming at the head box or the A in the head box, I could hit it. Right.
Yeah.
And then at 25, it's like, okay, they're all going to hit the head. Right. But I'm
Yep.
not looking for like I'm not used stagger, so I can't deliver that. But I know that at match time, that's
I make
sufficient.
no promises.
At close distance, yeah, man. I'll try to put them all through the same hole if you can.
But you do 10 yards, you go all the way to 10 yards and do it?
Yeah, to get started, just to make sure
Okay.
it's on.
Yeah, I start at 15, and I only do two distances. I basically do 15. That's the majority of the sport, right? If you can hit at 15, you're fine, and then 25 is for like feel good for me.
I kind of do mine at 15, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's
25
close.
is not.
It's close enough that I can see the holes really easily and see where they
Sure.
are. Like monkey with it, and then I just check it on like a 25-yard head.
Yeah,
Like,
that's more of a
the
check
toughest
for me,
shot I
25.
expect to see. Will it hit where it points
Sure.
at that distance? Yes. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Tim, you got any deals going on?
Yeah, the Joel Park special, bro. It's going to be you buy a pacer gun and a brass shoot, you get a free shirt.
Are you being
Oh.
serious?
Good.
I'm not kidding. It's going to happen. I'm going to put it up. It's going to be a special code, but you got to buy both. Because
Oh,
that's
Do they have to
Sounds awesome.
promise to wear the shirt?
I don't know if to wear it. They can wash a car with it. I don't really care, but they're good.
Clean your
Savage.
guns with it. Yeah.
Jared may buy like 3 of those kits just to get the shirts for free. I don't know. He
Well,
likes you.
Oh, he does.
Funny.
He's something else.
All right. Well, that's excellent. Listeners, if you have a question you'd like the answer to, go to benstigger.com. Send me your question. We will happily discuss it. And if you want your Run GMJP shirt, go to benstiggerproshop.com and the goons will set it up. Yeah, get that shirt. We
Yeah.
put in lots of time and effort into that.
Oh yeah.
Lots. It was a few years of design time. We had a whole
Absolutely.
team on it. It's great.